welcome to my YouTube channel, A Square Maths Made Easy Academy. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on the location that you are viewing this channel. Now, in my today's video, I am going to be talking about statistics. And the statistics that I'm going to talk about is the one that has to do with a group data, a group word data. Now the question is, what do we actually mean by the word group data? It is that data that can be well arranged or calculated. Now let's take a shot of a particular question that has to do with what? Mean, mode, median, and what? Standard what? Deviation. Under what? Group what? Data. I want you to watch. Now look at this very particular question. Now the question says, in a college, the number of absentees recorded over a period of 30 days was shown in the frequency distribution word table. Now this is the frequency distribution table. Are you with me? The first one is number of absentees, and this one ranges from 0 to 4, and the number of days is 1. The second one ranges from 5 to 9, and the number of days is 5. The third one ranges from 10 to 14. The number of days is what? 10. Then the fourth one ranges from 15 to 19, and the number of days is what? 9. Then finally, the last one ranges from 20 to 24, and the number of days is what? 5. Now let's look at this question. The question says, calculate I, mean, II, median, III, mode, IV, standard word deviation. And the question says, correct to 2 decimal words place. Now let us see how we can trash this very particular question. Remember, this is A Square Maths Made Easy Academy talking. Now what are we going to do? First thing we are going to do is to introduce a table. Introduce what? A table. Now the first table here is what we call class interval. Class what? Interval. That is the first table. And if you observe from the question, the value of the class interval is given. Look at it on the table. The first one ranges from 0 to 4. Then the second one ranges from what? 5 to 9. The third one ranges from what? 10 to what? 14. Are you with me? The fourth one ranges from what? 15 to what? 19. While the last one ranges from what? 20 to what? 24. Now, after the class interval, the next table we are going to introduce is called the frequency. It's called the what? Frequency. And frequency is the number of days, and it is given. Well, let us now put it in the table. Now watch this. Now when it is 0 to 4, the number of days is how many? 1. Then when it is 5 to 9, the number of days is how many? 5. Then when it is what? 10 to 14, the number of days is what? 10. This is exactly how you'll be doing it. Then when it is 15 to 19, the number of days is what? 9. I will put 9 here. Then finally, when it is 20 to 24, the number of days is what? 5. I will now put 5 here. Are you with me now? Now I want you to observe something here. Just look up. After identifying this is 5, not 50. After identifying this, you now add them together. I don't even need to add them together because in the question, it has already been given that it is over of 30 days. But let's add. 1 plus 5 will give you what? 6. Then 6 plus 10 will give you what? 16. Then 16 plus 9 will give you what? 25. Then 25 plus 5 will give you what? 30. So which means the frequency is what? 30. Now remember that the first thing we are going to calculate is the word mean. So what do we do? The next column or table we are going to talk about is what we call the midpoint. What we call what? The midpoint. And the midpoint can be represented with letter what? X. We are watching exactly how I'm going to calculate the midpoint. Are you with me? Now, how do we get the midpoint? We move to the class word interval. And how do we get the class interval? You consider the first range. That one is from 0 to what? 4. All I'm going to do, listen, just punch 0 plus 4. Are you there? equal to 2, then divide it by 2. It's always divided by 2. Once you add the two numbers, you divide it by 2. When you divide it by 2, the result is what? 2. Are you with me? You now move over to the second one. Watch. The second one is 5 plus 9. What is it? 14. Then 14 divided by 2 will give you what? 7. Are you there now? Then the third one is 10 plus what? 14. 10 plus 14 is what? 24. Are you there? Divided by 2 will give you what? 12. So the midpoint is 12. Then the next one is 15 plus what? 19. Point 15 plus what? 19 will not give you 34. Then divide it by 2. I want you to be following me sequentially. If you divide it by 2, it will give you 17. Write 17 here. Are you with me? Then we now move again to the final one. The final one is 20 plus what? 24, which is what? 44. Divided by 2, it will give you 22. That is exactly how to calculate the midword point. Then what is the next table after the midpoint? It is multiplying the frequency and the item and the what? Items. How do we multiply? I want you to watch. The first frequency will multiply the first midpoint by saying 1 times 2. What is the answer? 2. Next one is 5 times 7 will give you 35. Are you there? Then the next one is 10 times 12 will give you 100 and what? 20. Are you with me? Then the next one is 9 times what? 17. What is the result? 153. Finally is what? 5 times 22. What is the result? Wow. 0. Then what do? We summon the whole thing together. Starting with the first one. You can start from up. You can start from down. Anyone can start. But let's go. I have 2 with me, right? Plus what? 35. Are you there? Plus what? 120. Wow. Plus what? 153. And finally, plus what? 110. Let's produce the result. The result is 420. Now at this junction, I will stop and calculate the first question. What is the first question? Calculate what? The mean. So let's start. I want to start. The first thing they said is to calculate what? Calculate what? Mean. Now the question is, what is the formula in solving mean? We use a symbol that is represented like this. This is called what? Mean. And how do we describe it? Bar X. What did I say? Bar X. And bar X, another name for mean is called what? Average. What is the formula? From the table, we can generate the formula. I will say F summation. I will say summation of F of what? X divided by the summation of the frequency. I will now write summation of what? Frequency. You can call it sigma or you can call it what? Summation. Now let's go. Can we substitute? Fx is already known. What is it? 420. Wow. All over. Summation of frequency is already notified. What is it? 30. Then use your calculator. Divide. I will now say 420 divided by what? 30. Let's see what we are going to get. Wow. The answer is what? 14. So which means the mean of this distribution is what? 14. Have I made myself clear? Then if it is 14, can we move over to the next question, which is what? How to calculate the median. I want you to watch. Now, how do we calculate the median? Now, I want us to form another table. Anytime you are asked to calculate the median and also the mode of a distribution when the data is what? Grouped. Remember I said when it has a range, we say those data are what? Group data, because they can be well arranged. Am I communicating now? Then the next thing we are going to introduce is what we call the class boundary. What did I say? Class what? Boundary. Then how do we determine the class boundary of a distribution? There is what we call, it is divided into two. The first one is lower class boundary. What did I say? Lower class what? Boundary. And the next one is what? Upper class what? Boundary. Then how do we achieve this? Whenever you are looking for the class boundary, you must always go to what we call the class interval. The class what? Interval. Then with the help of the class interval, we can generate the class what? Boundary. How do we start? This side is called the lower class interval, and this one is called the upper class what? Interval. Then how do we achieve the lower class interval? Listen, the rule is that introduce each of the numbers and subtract it by 0.5. I repeat, introduce each of the numbers and subtract it by what? 0.5. That will give you the lower class what? Boundary. Then we now move to the upper class interval. How do we generate the upper class boundary? You always add 0.5. Now watch this. The first one is 0. I will now punch 0. Are you with me? Then subtract it from by 0.5. By what? 0.5. What will be the result? The result is minus 0.5. That is what I'm going to get. Now, to the upper limit, what I will do is to add 0.5 to 4. Then 4 plus 0.5 will give us 4.5. Are you there? Then we now move to the second one. Now, this one minus it by 0.5. It will give you 4.5. Do you know I don't even need to stress myself? All I'm going to do is to carry the upper class boundary down to the second of the lower class what boundary. That is how to do it. But you can still approach it like this, no problem. So let's move to the next one. This is 9, right? I will add it by 0.5. It will give me 9.5. Or you carry this one down, you'll be given 9.5 to, while this one I will add with 0.5, it will give me 14.15. Put this one down again, you have 14.5. Oh my goodness. Then you add plus 0.5 here. You will generate 19.5. Bring this one down again, 19.5. Are you there? Then you add plus 0.5. It will give you 24.5. This is exactly how to identify what we call the class what boundary. Now it's obvious that we can calculate what we are looking for, which is the median. I want you to watch. The second question says we should calculate the what median. You know that the median is always the middle number in a distribution when it is being arranged in ascending order or what? Descending order of what? Magnitude. I want you to observe this now. But we are not dealing with that same direction. We are talking about how to calculate the median of a distribution when the data is what? Grouped. How? This is the formula. ME is L1 plus open bracket N over 2 minus FB. Are you with me? Then all over FM times what? C. Now these are formula how to calculate the median. But you cannot just take the formula in statistics without telling us what those things mean. Fine. I want to shock you. Now can we start? ME is called the median. It's called the what? Median of the distribution. While L1 is called the what? The lower class, my goodness, the lower what? Class boundary of what? The median. Of what? The median. Are you with me now? The lower class boundary of the what? Median. Then y what? N over 2 is called the location of the frequency. The location of the what? Frequency. Oh my goodness, I want you to observe something here. It is called the location of the frequency. I'll explain. Now, why this one is FB? What is FB? FB is the summation of the frequencies of the what? Frequencies. Now watch. The summation of the frequencies above median frequency. Above what? Median frequency. That is the meaning of FB. Then YFM signifies the frequency of the median. What did I say? Frequency of the what? Median. Can you see when you itemize it like this, it signals to every person where you are going. Why? Last one is C. What's the meaning of C? C is called the class what? Size. C is called the class what? Size. Do you understand me now? Now let's proceed. How are we going to proceed? We substitute from the question. I want you to observe. Now watch this. Let's take them one after the other. For us to start with, we start with the location of the frequency, which is N over 2. From the question, now I want you to observe this. N means the total number of the frequency. And what is it? It is what? 30 divided by 2. When you divide by 2, it will give you 15th. So which means if the 15th, this 15th, falls on the frequency. We now move to the frequency. I want you to observe now. You begin to add. until we get what we call 15. Then we stop and we locate what? The median frequency. Now, how do we get it? Go to the frequency. Or sometimes I use what we call the cumulative word frequency table. You can also use that one. But how? I can say 1 plus 5 is what? 6. Can you see that 15 did not fall here? Then if I now add 6, that's 6 plus 10, it will give me what? 16. So which means it implies that 15 falls within this range. Fall within what? This range. Are you with me now? This is the position of the frequency of the word median. So you can't say 6, no. It stops here. Any other number from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 falls here. So which means we have generated it. I want you to watch. With this now, we can now calculate LOL. Remember I said lower class boundary of the median. This is the lower class boundary. What is the value? 9.5. I will introduce 9.5. Then we move. The next one is already solved, n over 2. Remember we said it is 30 all over 2, which will give you what? 15. Are you there? Then what are we talking? FB means the summation of the frequency before the median frequency. Watch. This is the median word frequency. Then summon all of them. 1 plus 5 will give us 6. So FB means what? 6. Are you there? Then we move to FM. FM means frequency of the median. Watch. What is it? 10. I'll put 10. Then we're already almost getting to what we're looking for. Lastly is the class size. How do we get the class size? It can be achieved either in class interval or class what? Boundary. How? If I want to get it from the class interval, I will just consider the lower class interval, the bigger one minus the smaller one. 5 minus 0 will give us 5, which means the class interval is 5. Or 15 minus 10 will also give us 5. Or 20 minus 15 will also give us 5. I can use this one too. 9 minus 4 will give you 5. Now 14 minus 9 will give you 5. 19 minus 14 will give you 5. 24 minus 9 will also give you what? 5. That is how to generate the class size from the class what? Interval. Then if I want to use the class boundary, it is not like that again. What do? You now use the intervals. Now watch. This is 9.5, right? Minus 4.5. Punch your calculator. It will give you what? 5. Now again, you said 4.5 minus 0.5. You know, minus should give you what? Plus. I can now say 4.5 what? Plus 0.5. What will it give me? 5. Oh my goodness, the same thing exists here. Punch 14.5 minus 9.5. You will still get what? 5. The same thing applicable here. The same thing applicable here. So in summary, the class size is what? 5. Are you there now? Now can you see that what we want to achieve now, we are about to what? Achieve it. Let's go to the question. I will now say M what? E is now equal to. What is LOY is known. What is it? 9.5 plus open bracket. What is n over 2? It is what? Talk to me. It is what? 15 minus. What is FB? Wow, FB is what? 6. Close the bracket. All over FM. What is FM? 10 times the class word size. What is the class size? I will put word 5. Then bring your calculator close. This is 9.5, right? Plus. I will now say 15 minus what? 15 minus what? 6. What will it give me? 9. It will give me 9. Then all over 10 times what? 5. Can I have 9.5 plus what? This times this will give you 9 times 5 will give you what? 45. Then divide it by what? 10. Then the answer now should be 9.5 plus this over this will give you 4.5. We are watch. Punch your calculator. 9.5 plus 4.5. Look at the answer is coming. Wow, the answer is 14. The answer is what? 14. So which means the frequency of the median. The median is called what? Is what? 14. And that is the final answer. This is exactly how to solve a problem like this. Am I communicating? Then finally, second to the final, which is question number what? II, is what we call the mode. What we call what? The mode. I want you to observe this. We are looking for the mode now. Then the question is, what exactly do we mean by the word mode? Anytime you are dealing with mode, we are talking about the most frequency words occurrence in a distribution. That is what we call the mode. But narrowly, we are talking about the mode when the data is what? Grouped. Or watch. What's the formula? L1 plus D1 all over D1 plus what? D2 times the class what? Size. This is the formula. Then let us consider the parameters now. MO is called the mode of the distribution, while LO1 is called the lower, what did I say? The lower class boundary, the lower class what? Boundary of the model, of the what? Model. Then that is the mean of LO1. Then we now move to D1. D1 is what? The difference. What did I say? The difference, are you with me? Between, the difference between, look up, the difference between the modal, the frequency of the modal and above, and what? Above. Why D2 simply means the difference. Wow, I want you to watch the difference between what? The frequency of what? Modal and below, and what? Below. Then lastly is our C. C means the class what? Size. The class what? Size. That is the meaning of all those parameters. Now let us dish it out now. Are you with me? Watch. Now what we are going to do now is to generate the mode. What is the mode? Now first thing we are going to do is to locate it in the frequency. We are watch. My goodness. Wow. Now look at the frequency. The highest occurrence is what? 10. So which means we have known what we are looking for. So every of our dealings falls within this range. Am I communicating now? So let's bring out the information. LO1 is already lower class boundary of the model. What is it? Lower class boundary is what? 9.5. Then D1 means the modal frequency minus above, which is 10 minus 5. What is the answer? 5. Are you there? Then we move to D2. The D2 is the modal frequency and what? Below. And what is it? 10 minus 9. 10 minus 9 is what? 1. Then lastly is our C, which is a class size is what? 5. Can we substitute? MO is now equal to what is L1? 9.5 plus what is D1? D1 is already known as 5 over, oh my goodness, watch this. D1 is also 5 plus what is D2? D2 is 1 times what? The class size, which is what? 5. Can I say this is 9.5 plus 5 times 5 will give us 25. Are you there? All over 6, because 5 plus 1 is 6. If you move ahead, we have 9.5 plus, divide. What do you have? 25 divided by what? 6. Oh my goodness. What is the answer? The answer is 4.16666. Let's say approximately 7. Then finally, MO is now, you add plus that result you got, you add it plus 9.5. The mode will appear. Now what is the mode? The mode is 13.666667. But the question is, leave your answer to what? 2 decimal place. Let's count. How do we count a decimal place? It's after the decimal point. This is 1 decimal, this is 2 decimal. Wow, but I can approximate this value. So the answer becomes 13.67 to what? 2 decimal place. And that is the answer to what? The mode. Are you with me now? Hope you are following. Now lastly, what did I say? Lastly, I want us to watch. Lastly is the what? The standard deviation. How do we calculate the standard deviation? I want you to watch this. Now watch. Watch. We are moving. So the standard deviation is exactly what we are looking for. It's exactly what we are looking for. Are you there now? Now, there are additional table to solve the standard deviation. Now watch this, everyone. We should continue from where we stop. Look at those tables that were formulated before. So what are we going to do? Formulate another table. Another table. And the first table is this. I want you to watch. We are going to consider x minus bar x. That is the first table. The next one is what? X minus bar x. Then in brackets, all squared under standard deviation. Then the next one is to multiply this by the frequency which is f bracket x minus bar x, then all what squared. This is the table that is what required. Then let's move ahead. Remember that we are considering x minus bar x. This is bar x means what? Mean. Don't forget the first question was to calculate the mean, and the mean we got is 14. Don't forget. Then it is now easy for us to identify each of these values. The first one is x. Go back to the table. What are you saying here? X. And the first one is 2. I will now say 2 minus what? 14. What will it give me? Minus 12. Are you there? Then the next value is what? 7. Are you there? 7 minus what? 14. Are you with me? It will give you minus what? 7. The next one is what? 12. We now say 12 minus what? 14. What is it going to give me? It will give me minus 2. Why the next one is what? 17. 17 minus what? 14 will definitely give me what? 3. Are you there now? Why the last one but not the least is what? 22. 22 minus what? 14. Are you there? 22 minus 14. What will it give you? 8. So here is 8. I am done. So the next thing is to begin to square them one after the other. Remember, if I squared minus 12, it simply means minus 12 times another minus 12. Minus we cancel minus. 12 times 12 will give us 144. We give us what? 144. Am I communicating now? So we produce 144. The same thing, minus will disappear. We have minus 7 times another minus 7. Minus we cancel minus. 7 times 7 will give you 49. At least we are moving. Now the next one is minus 2 times another minus 2. Minus we cancel minus. 2 times 2 will give you what? 4. Why this one means 3 times 3. What is the answer? 9. I will put here 9. Lastly is what? 8 times what? 8, which will give me what? 64. So here is 64. It is not yet over. How will I do? The next one is frequency. From the table, this is the frequency, right? So what do you do? This is the result of what we have gotten. Oh yeah, the first one frequency is 1 multiplied by this 114 will give us 114. Are you there? Then the second one frequency is 5 multiplied by what? 49. I will say 5 times 49. What should be the answer? 2, 4, what? 5. Then the next one is 10, right? 10 times 4 will give me 40. Are you there? The next one is what? 9. 9 times 9 will give me what? 81. Finally is what? 5. I will now say 5 times what? 64. Are you there? Oh my goodness, you have what? 320. Then lastly, you add them together. You do what? Add them together. I can start from up, I will start from down. But let's start from up. 144 plus what? 2 plus what? 144 plus 245. Are you there? Plus what? 40. Then plus what? 81. Finally, plus what? Are you with me? 320. What should be the result? 800 and what? 30. Am I communicating? Now we are looking for the what? What do we call? We are looking for IV. And IV means standard what? Deviation. Standard what? Deviation. The question is, what is the standard deviation? For we to get the standard deviation, we must find, first of all, find what we call the variance. Find what we call what? The variance. The variance can be represented like this in mathematics. This is called what? The variance. And the formula, when it is group, is summation of what? Frequency, bracket, x minus bar x all squared, all over what? Summation of what? Frequency. Now, can you observe this, that this is here? Look at it here. What is the total? 830 divided by what is summation of the frequency? It is what? 30. I'll put here 30. Then in summary, I will now say 830 divided by what? 30. It will give me what? 830. Are you there? 830 divided by what? 30. It will give me what we call 27. Watch. 27.666666 continuous, which is 7. Am I communicating? This is the variance, but we are not looking for the variance. The question says we should calculate the standard deviation. So what do? You make this subject of the formula. So standard deviation is represented by letter this. Are you there? You now take the square root of the variance. So which means, what is a standard deviation? It is just the square root of the word variance. Finally, what did I say? Finally, the standard deviation is now equal to square root of, wow, do we know the variance? Yes, this is the variance. The variance is 27.66666667, just to infinity. Then the standard deviation is now, you now punch the square root. Are you with me now? You now punch the square root. Look at it here. Square root of what? 27.666666. Anyone you reach, no problem. 7. Wow, what is the answer? The answer is 5.25999. Continues. But the question is, leave your answer in 2 decimal. Watch. 1 decimal, 2 decimal, but I can approximate 9. So which means 5.26 to what? 2 decimal place. So gentlemen and ladies, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click on the notification word bell. Don't forget to share it, and don't forget to comment. In my next class, I will continue with other questions that has to do with statistics. Once again, I remain A Square. Thank you.